Thank you for having me. I'm always excited for another opportunity to talk about Planet Theta. It's kind of been my baby project since COVID has started, so I'm really excited for this opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah, so this is an aspect of a virtual reality world, and it's, I guess, very focused on the dating thing, right? Like you can hold virtual dates. You have I saw things such as a virtual coffee shop. You would presumably hook up, meet somebody there, and socialize within this virtual setting.
Yeah, so in Planet Theta, there's so many ways that you can meet people and date people. You can do it the more old-fashioned way, where you can go to like one of our bars or dance clubs, and you can chat people and see if you have chemistry that way. We have a thing called microdating, which allows you to have three one-on-one, like 90-second sort of like speed dates with people, and you can match people that way if you're not comfortable with just walking up to people in a bar. But not only that, you get to actually go on dates with people. So it's like you can have the experiences of going to the theater or playing mini golf. So if you're long distance, it's a perfect opportunity for you to keep building connections with one another.
I would hope and imagine, though. I mean, is the intent? Well, I guess some people will be content just to always have a virtual relationship, I guess, but maybe eventually moving on to meeting in person. I just worry that we're creating a lot of introverts sometimes with some of these new ways of meeting.
I completely agree, actually. I don't think it's going to turn solely into VR relationships only. I mean, think about dating apps. The majority of people meet through dating apps. And that's cool. They continue to have relationships, people get married, but they still have that blend of digital and the physical world. And that's where I think Planet Theta will be. It'll kind of be not necessarily replacing dating apps, but it'll allow a new avenue for people to date.
Yeah, and I mean, I met my wife quite some years ago, and we met actually online through a dating app way back. One of the ones that would be considered primitive now, but people at the time were even saying, "Oh my God, you can't meet people on there, and it can't be serious." Well, no, lots of people do now, and it's
Mhm.
commonplace. How much did you learn in the old days? People as gray as me, when you had to meet somebody in a loud bar when you're half drunk and try and determine if it's an appropriate relationship, a lot of fails. But something that was interesting, I guess, some of the aspects of reality and a bad aspect of reality that creeps in is there's been issues that you're addressing with harassment and problematic people, even in the virtual environment. So you can't necessarily escape the creeps even when you go virtually sometimes.
Well, for that reason, we have been really focusing on security and supportment of minorities and women specifically because of all the harassment that we've come to accept as part of our dating culture. And we're trying to provide tools to women and just everyone in general so that they have a feeling of like being safe and protected, whether that's being able to mute someone, being able to block someone in a public setting so their avatar cannot interact with you ever again, to not being able to message your partner until you guys like actually both match, like consent to it. So that way it avoids random messaging to people, because I cannot tell you how many times random men message me and harass me, and it's frankly annoying. So we want to prevent that.
Yeah, and I can see the levels of I guess it's a way a person can ease in carefully and feel safer if you're starting a relationship. I mean, through that aspect of things. Something else is you allow a lot more diversity in relationships. It's open to LGBTQ community members, people such as that.
Yeah, actually, fun fact, the majority of VR users are in the LGBTQA space. We allow people a safe avenue to express their true feelings for one another without, being afraid of whatever cultural traditions that are being put upon them. It's a space for everyone to experience love, and I truly believe everyone deserves a chance to love and to be loved, and we don't have that across the whole world. And in Planet Theta, you can do that. And one of the great things about that is too, it's for adults only. We are very strict on 18 plus. If there's any ounce of a kid, kicked off immediately till we manually review the account.
Yeah. So, and I mean, that's really good. I mean, there are people in different situations, as you said, whether it's culturally or they might be in a rural area where it's there's just not many opportunities to get out. In a city, a person could go out to different types of establishments where there's more people in those communities, so that they could get involved without having to travel, and especially if they're exploring something new and they're younger, it's a safe environment to try and do such.
Exactly.
So when you were talking though about then establishing whether somebody is an adult, how can you do that? Like I imagine you've got to protect the elements of privacy, at the same time as trying to find a way to confirm that these are appropriate people on there?
Well, in your account setup, we ask for, similar to Tinder, we have a, photo verification to make sure you are who you say you are. We have uh, other types of photo identification for like AIs to determine your age. We also have come up with different ideas of being able to like scan the back of your ID, similar to like bars and anywhere where you need to be 21 plus, at least here in the US, we do that. And a lot of apps are kind of turning to that, and we are thinking about implementing that to make sure that you're over 18, because we don't want to put any children at risk here, and we also want adults to feel safe to talk to random strangers.
Yeah. So is this like an independent app, or is this integrated with another platform? Like how does somebody get, I guess, into this virtual universe?
Well, we are on the headsets, VR headsets. You can see here my buddy over there. He's wearing one, for example. You can get on there, and that's how you get into the Planet Data, into the VR world. However, we do have an accompanying phone app where you can upload pictures, add to your account, message with people you are in relationships with, so you don't always have to be in VR. And if you're not fully comfortable yet with releasing your personal information, you can talk to them through there. You can't really access the app through the mobile app. You have to have the headset on. We will be coming to like PC VR later this year, but at first we'll be releasing on the standalone headset itself.
Okay, so a person needs some degree of hardware as well, then to properly take part in this virtual world as well. You're running the mill laptop, you won't quite be able to do it.
Well, I mean, yes and no. Like, it's not necessarily out of reach for the majority of people, because compare the Oculus Quest 2, for example. A Quest 2 typically runs about $299 US. Your phone costs about $1,500, $1,200. Gaming consoles cost about $900 these days. If you think about it, it's really affordable to access. It's cheaper than your laptop, and headsets are aiming to replace your laptop, your phone within the next 5 to 10 years. So it's kind of easier to jump on the bandwagon now. And like, I truly believe too, with the new headsets coming out, it's just going to keep getting cheaper and cheaper and more accessible to people.
Oh, certainly, and technology does, and a few nights in the bar could cost upwards of what that equipment would cost you as well, anyways, with the price of drinks and getting around and Uber and all the rest of it.
Exactly.
So, is this does this tie into more though? I guess then beyond the dating aspect of it, there's whole virtual reality worlds being created out there, and themes and platforms. Is this just sort of independent and focused on dating, or is it going to be kind of part of a broader whole universe out there?
Well, right now our focus is on dating. But one of the main reasons why we chose the name Planet Theta was because we wanted to make a universe, to make a world like that you can access part of your life and your friends that are across the world together in one space. However, our main focus is dating, just because there's not really a platform that supports this. And I still believe that people need a new way to connect in dating compared to dating apps, because frankly, they're awful.
Yeah. So I guess I just want to. I mean, it all sounds fascinating. I see a lot of benefits. I just worry about some of the drawbacks. Like if somebody has a negative self-image, things like that, and that's part of what keeps them out. And they've created a new one in a virtual world, but could it help? Unfortunately, entrench some of their negative personal feelings, outside of that world. Like, at what point do they take off the mask if they've developed a relationship and let that person see what you really look like, or is it all based on an avatar? Like,
well, it's both. That's a great thing about it. So fun fact, our avatar settings right now are really great in the sense of, to build your avatar, you can just upload a selfie to yourself, and an AI will build that avatar to look as you do in that picture. So it's kind of you, but at the same time, if you're dating someone, after so many like little dates and meetups in Planet Theta, you do have the option to share your pictures with them. So you can be like, hey, I'm comfortable with you. Here's what I actually look like. And if you like that, great. If not, oh, I wasted a few days getting to know you. That sucked. I mean, like, at least we had some chemistry and some fun times. However, I really don't think that that will really happen. I think people are going to connect with one another and kind of feel the chemistry. If they really like connect with someone, the element of vainness is a little less uh, prevalent, I suppose.
Okay, so is there ways that it can be separated regionally though? Like if a person's intent, I guess, is to eventually perhaps meet somebody that they'll meet in person and develop a broader relationship, it'll be more problematic if they're on the other side of the continent or the planet. So can they kind of narrow who they're going to be meeting by regional basis?
Oh yeah, we actually give that opportunity to all users where you can either do your state, sort of like your region, the whole country, or the world. Really, we'll be launching worldwide, so obviously there's going to be some language barriers because we are available in like 15 different languages or something like that. Large number for my head to remember. But yeah, so you'll be able to base it off your location if you so choose. If you want to keep your relationship in VR, sometimes it's a little better to do the whole worldwide thing, or if you just want like friends everywhere, you can do that. Or if you actually like plan to meet this person, you can definitely set it for like your town, your few towns, your state, because we want them to bring that relationship in the real world too. We're not trying to get people solely focused in VR. We want you to live your life in the best way possible, and we want to provide that tool to people.
Yeah, and that's part of what I kind of keep poking at a little. Is I hope that it's still it could still be a place people could continue to visit, for a long time. But you want them to develop eventually a broader and larger relationship. Well, it depends on the individual what they want to do. I guess some people might just want to dip in and out of VR rather than pursuing a full relationship. But just to you get those visions as somebody who never leaves their home and has nothing but a cap on, and I don't know if it's a healthy development for them.
That's true. However, I don't think that's the majority of people that are using VR. I mean, obviously there are some, but like at least with like my generation, there's a lot of people that are super into VR that are as so outgoing in normal life, where they're just like event after event, and then they're just like, I'm done. I just want to go play some VR for a while.
Yeah, it can be a break. And I mean, I know for people not familiar with it, but things I liked even way back in the dating apps I used when I met my wife, but you could get a lot of just deal breakers out of the way early too. It depends on what you're looking for. I mean, I wasn't looking for a casual relationship. So let's just get that out of the way off the start. I'm older. I've already had children from a past relationship. I'm not having more. So let's just wipe that out because the people are looking. There's no sense wasting each other's time.
Mhm.
And I guess you could filter in a way that you didn't have prior. I mean, you met somebody at the supermarket, you met somebody at the bar, or even at a workplace. You don't necessarily know those details. You could be a lot more candid in a virtual environment.
Oh, yeah, it gives people the confidence that they probably didn't have before, which is why I think that people will take that kind of confidence that they gain in VR into their life. At least that's my hope, because it's a way to experience new things, things that are a little uncomfortable that give you confidence as a person. And I think that that's going to explode a bit more as VR kind of takes over mainstream media.
Yeah, or I would hope, I guess. So, I mean, if a person developed a relationship with somebody and the time came to meet, I'm sure it'd still be a nerve wracking and exciting moment. But if they've already broken through and gotten good, comfortable discourse and done that in the VR world a bit, it'd be easier to get it flowing, once they met in person, presumably, because they've realized that they've got a lot in common or things they like to share.
Yeah, exactly. And if you use our microdating option to meet people, the AI algorithm will kind of filter other people. So you'll fill out a questionnaire. It's short, but if you want to do a longer one, more extensive to make sure that you're matched with people you like, you can do that. And the AI will match you with people that answer similarly, or however you answered. So then you guys will have a lot of common. So it's much easier to filter, as you were saying.
Yeah, so well, it's really easy or it's interesting to watch, and I mean, as processing power and communication speeds rise and everything, I imagine this world, this environment is going to continue to grow in the years to come as well, with more activities and regions you can do within it. Eh?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be nuts. I'm so excited to see where we grow. Like, we already have so many plans too after we launch, just to keep growing worlds, dates, all these different fun opportunities for people to grow and connect. And not only just with your like partner, like your romantic partner, but also with like your group of friends that you may be separated, because I know so many people that had friends, but got a job or left college or something and moved across the world. And it's like, I miss you. Wish we could hang out. Planet Theta.
Oh, right on. Well, so when is the formal launch going to be, or is it projected to be?
It is projected to be this fall. We should be up and going by November at the latest.
Great. So where can, before I let you go, then where can people find more information about Planet Theta and that whole VR world in general?
Well, you can find us at our website at planet-theta.com. We also have like every social media imaginable at just Planet Theta. Can also reach out to me on my LinkedIn, Aurora Townsend. I try to respond as quickly as possible. And again, you can go to our website to find all of our latest news and sign up for our future beta test that we'll be having before launch. So if you want a sneak peek before everyone gets the cool stuff, sign up on our website.
Well, great. Well, thank you very much for joining us today to explain what that's all about. I hope the launch goes excellently.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. It was so nice talking to you.
Great. Perhaps we'll check in again once it's up and running and see how everything's been developing.
Awesome. Thank you.